command. You add a verbal command to it as well. Lots of praise when they do it, lots of repetition, and you'll have that behavior in no time. You can also capture behaviors. So these are behaviors that they've done all on their own, and you simply like them and want them to be able to do it when you ask. So when they're doing it, again, you're giving them a hand and verbal signal for doing it, lots of verbal praise, lots of rewards, and then you'll have that behavior in no time as well. Now what they're doing right now is they're simply working on mark training. So it's simply just a place that they have to go in order to do behaviors. And they're also working on a stay. A stay is the hardest behavior to train any animal because that's exactly what they do. They just have to stay there. You may also see Belinda when she's in there, she might kind of do like a fist pump up in the air. That simply just means good, that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing and that their reward is coming. They are carnivores, so they do eat strictly a raw meat diet. They get beef, pork, chicken, wild game, you name it, they eat it. Having that variety in the diet is extremely important because in every different type of meat, there is a different nutritional value. So making sure that they are getting that variety, especially when they're young, so that they do get all those vitamins and minerals for that strong bone development, because wolves do also grow very, very quickly. For example, the two wolves on the other side of us here, Thor and Loki, they are just a year old. So it just goes to show how quick they actually do grow. Wolves do also communicate in a whole bunch of different ways. The most popular that everyone's typically aware of is that beautiful howl that they have. That is their long distance communication. So when they're out hunting, maybe they found a suitable prey, they will howl to the rest of their pack to come join them, or if they do get separated, just howling to let each other know where they're at. And that howl can actually be heard for up to 10 kilometers away. It's very low in frequency, so it's meant to travel for distances. They do also have lots of different short distance communications. It can be yips, whines, yelps, barks, whimpers, things that are typically a higher pitch in frequency because they don't have to travel that distance. And they also do something called mouthing. So you might see when the two wolves come together that they're literally putting their mouths right around each other. They're actually sharing information back and forth with each other. And it's a very popular way for wolves to communicate. When it does come to their size, wolves can vary hugely. They can range anywhere from 60 to 150 pounds. So they can get to be quite large, or they can be quite small. And what they are hunting actually does play a role in the size that they could be. So for example, if they're in an area where they're hunting mainly moose or elk, the wolves themselves are going to be bigger, but so are their pack sizes because the wolf has to be bigger and they need more bodies in order to take down that prey. Whereas if you go to areas where they're hunting maybe small rodents or small deer, the wolves themselves don't have to be as big, but nor do their pack sizes as well. Now these two, they might look a little scruffy at the moment. They are currently just blowing out that winter coat, and quite honestly, once they lose all that hair, they almost look half the size of what they are. And you can see the lovely piles around the enclosure of just some of the hair that they have lost. It is quite significant how much they do grow in order to sustain our winter climates. Another thing you may notice with these two is if you get a really good look at their paws, do you notice how massive their paws are? They're huge. And the benefit of having those large feet is they actually kind of act as snowshoes, so that when they are hunting in the wintertime and traveling, they can do so much better.
Tell me you got that.
They do also have webbing, some webbing between their toes as well.
Thank you.
They're doing great work. Another thing you might notice about the wolves is their eyes. So of course when they are born, their eyes are completely shut for about the first 10 days. When they open, they are that beautiful ice blue. They'll stay that way for a period of time. They'll go through a slight phase of kind of turning a green color, and then they will go to that beautiful yellow amber color eye. The benefit of having that colored of eye is because wolves are typically most